finance YouTuber Meet Kevin offers to pay 1 million rubles to cover the fine for anti-war Russian journalist. So Marina Ovsyannikova received a fine of 30,000 rubles Tuesday after she photobombed a live set with an anti-war sign. So Kevin Paffrath, the prominent YouTube finance influencer, also known as Me Kevin, is offering 1 million rubles to the Russian TV editor who photobombed her own network's primetime broadcast over the weekend to share an anti-war message amid Vladimir Putin's invasion of Ukraine. Marina Ovsyannikova of Russia's state-owned Channel 1 received a fine of 30,000 rubles Tuesday after she walked into a live set with a sign reading, "Stop the war. Don't believe propaganda, they're lying to you here." I will gladly send her 1 million rubles, which sounds like a lot, but it's like $10,000 right now, Paffrath told Fox Business Tuesday, which, by the way, me Kevin makes like multiple six figures, if not seven figures per month, to keep that in mind. He praised Kova's direct challenge to Putin and Kremlin censors despite a virtual guarantee of retaliation. "That's the kind of bravery that we should be encouraging," he said, "is what we need to help wake up that middle and older age group in Russia that's brainwashed by the Russian media who actually think that this is some form of liberation for Ukrainians. The Ukrainian stiff resistance in the face of Russia forces is evidence that they want to keep their democracy," he said. "Really, this is just Putin being a man-child swinging his saber and killing innocent people to get his sort of North and South Korean demilitarized zone," he said. "It's disgusting and this war has to end." However, with crushing international sanctions on Russia's banking system as punishment for the war, Paffrath said he'd probably end up paying in the form of Yasumvaka's preferred cryptocurrency. And separately, Ovsyannikova posted a video statement online. "What's happening in Ukraine is a crime, and Russia is the aggressor," she said, "and there is only one person responsible for this. This man is Vladimir Putin." She said her job required her to do Kremlin propaganda for the past several years, and that she is now very ashamed. "I am ashamed that I let lies be spread on television. I'm ashamed that I participated in turning Russian people into zombies. We kept quiet when it all started in 2014. We did not rally when Kremlin poisoned Navalny. We have suddenly been watching this anti-human regime, and now the whole world turned back to us. Next 10 generations will not be able to get rid of the shame of this war," she said. Paffrath also praised tech billionaire Elon Musk, who sent Starlink hardware to Ukraine to help residents overcome an internet blackout, while refusing calls for him to censor Russian media on his platforms. Elon Musk was asked, according to him, at least two censor Russian publications, and that's because Russian publications have been providing the state-run narrative there. He said Elon Musk rejected that. People should decide what to read and what not to read or watch, and if we're worried about misinformation, then the only thing government should do is work on improving our schools and teaching better critical thinking. And yeah, so I'd have to agree. Now, how much is actually rubles? Okay, so 1 million rubles. What is the actual, like, dollar amount? Okay, so as of the recording of this video, it is $9,132. Geez, that's like, oh, Lord. I mean, it went up a little bit, but not really much. Like, this is actually, like, really, really brutal. And the thing is, right? I mean, if he were to do this, if he were to actually give her, like, the equivalent of 1 million rubles to the girl, probably the best way to do it, if you're going to do cryptocurrency, is probably a stable coin like USDC, right? Just because there's not going to be any like fluctuations in the actual price amount of that. And then she could easily immediately turn it into like Bitcoin, Ethereum, Cash, all that sort of stuff, right? Like she has a lot more options available to her in terms of like simplicity. But heck, he could actually do it in Dogecoin as well. Like, I mean, I don't know. Let's see. Dogecoin to dollar. Okay, it's like 11 cents right now. I mean, you could technically do that. So let's see. Do what? Like 10. Oh, I guess you can't change it right there. That sucks. Uh, $10,000 to Dogecoin. Mexican peso. The heck? Doge. Doge. Will it actually have it? No, it does not. Oh, that's annoying. Let's see. Coin shares? USD Doge rate. Okay. Convert. Okay, so technically he could give her about like 88,815 basically Doge coins, which is pretty interesting when you really think about it. I mean, imagine just getting like 88,000 Doge into your wallet. That'd be kind of hilarious when you really think about it. But the reality of her situation is that in Russia, if you don't go with the program, you are probably facing a wall with spikes that is going to like close on you, right? Kind of like the scene from like one of the early Star Wars where like they're just like, closing in on Luke and he's just like getting crushed by that like crazy weird like trap, like junkyard trash heap thing with that weird alien in the bottom with the weird eye, right? Like it was just like slowly crushing him and crushing him and crushing him. Because like Russia, in terms of like Putin, doesn't really take too kindly to people who are openly going against him in his own country. So I would be more worried for her personal safety more so than like a fine. She could easily end up going to prison. She could end up easily going to basically 6 feet under, or where like people just don't know what happened to her. Because the reality of the situation is that her safety is not guaranteed, regardless of how much money you end up giving her. And that is her reality of living in Russia. So I hope she ends up being okay after all that because more than likely bad things are probably going to happen to her and they're probably going to keep on happening to her until she somehow escapes Russia. If they even let her get out, which she probably can't, so she probably does actually have to escape. Not just leave, but like truly escape Russia. And that would be a whole nother fiasco because she could very well end up making like a bad step, or maybe you'll have like some sort of like Russian zealot over there that like sees her. It's like, oh, you're the girl that's going against Putin. We're going to take you out or do worse. Like, I'm really worried anytime. Like, I respect what she did, but I'm also worried that her life may now be in like serious danger because of this stuff. And like, you don't want someone to be in danger for protesting anything, but she could very well be facing like a life and death scenario pretty soon, and I really worry for that. But hey, this is still like a nice gesture, but it doesn't really amount to much in the grand scheme of things.